It's not even been too long in 2020, but fans are already looking forward to the next year. Seems like it could be a very big year for moviegoers as well as the industry in general. So here are the top 10 most highly anticipated movies coming out next year. Starting our list, we have Thor: Love and Thunder. The symbol of thunder returns on the big screen once again, but this time in the form of the Goddess of Thunder. Natalie Portman is returning with her role of Jane Foster, the mighty Thor. Taika Waititi will direct his second Thor title after the massive success of Thor Ragnarok. The movie is believed to be set after the events that happen in Avengers Endgame. Tessa Thompson, portraying Valkyrie, will be in search of a new queen after Thor leaves the new Asgard to her. Also, it is rumored that Valkyrie will be the first LGBTQ character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Although in the past, women superheroes were considered a risk while being portrayed alone in a movie, the success of Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel has changed that. Next up, we have one of the biggest video game franchises in history, Mortal Kombat. For those who are unaware of the name Mortal Kombat, it was basically a very popular gaming title focused on mixed martial arts fighting, but is featured as a movie title also in the past. The harsh truth being that the popularity it gained as a video game couldn't be repeated on the big screen. Now it is returning again as a reboot to its last title, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which was released back in 1997. Directed by Simon McQuoid, it will be the first ever non-horror movie from Atomic Monster Productions, who have previously produced Annabelle and The Conjuring titles. The movie will have a lot of action sequences and high-quality visual effects as seen in its video game titles, but it remains to be seen whether it will perform like its video game counterpart. John Wick Chapter 4 comes in at number 8. This Keanu Reeves title has been a box office success every time it featured on the big screen. The popular reason being the star himself, Keanu Reeves. Keanu portraying the role of John Wick, a hitman killing people for money, has been nothing short of spectacular. But I personally feel that the first two parts lacked something. John Wick Chapter 3 was a massive hit, and honestly I felt that Chapter 3 was a masterpiece, simply because of the story and the character development. The film will be directed by Chad Stahelski, who has been with them since the very beginning. Additionally, Lionsgate are also producing a TV series named The Continental, based on the characters seen in John Wick titles, including John Wick, which Keanu will portray himself. And let's not forget, he's in Cyberpunk 2077 too. Up next, Tom Cruise returns with his biggest movie title, Mission Impossible's 7th installment. Of course, he will be playing the role of IMF agent Ethan Hunt. Since 1996, every title was an amazing experience to watch. Superb action sequences, classic locations, high-tech equipment of secret agents, and most importantly, Tom Cruise. Christopher McQuarrie will again direct the 7th installment after successfully delivering the previous two titles, and Paramount Pictures will be the worldwide distributors. July the 23rd, 2021 has been the date designated for this movie, and a year later, its 8th installment will be released. Wow, that is quick. As we all know, Tom Cruise never disappoints. Fast and Furious 10 makes it at number 6. Multi-starrer Fast and Furious is back with the 10th and sadly last installment of the much-loved action-packed series. Fast and Furious is the second of the last two finales of the franchise. Fast and Furious 9 will release this year. Actually, there are 9 parts already released in this franchise, the latest being Hobbs and Shaw, featuring Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham. It's really a memorable title, mostly among teenagers who love speed and exotic cars. Both finales will be directed by Justin Lin, who previously has directed 4 of its titles. Will the movies be the same without Paul Walker? No, they won't. It just can't be. But I'll still be watching it in his memory.
Holy shit!
At number 5, we have Matrix 4. The blockbuster science fiction movie of the early 2000s will be released on the big screen next year. As the name suggests, it will be the fourth installment, the last being Matrix Revolution, which was released back in 2003. Wachowski sisters, who were brothers back then, directed the previous three parts, but only Lana Wachowski will be directing this one. Apart from Keanu, Carrie-Anne Moss will also reprise her role, but Hugo Weaving has been left out of the cast due to being unavailable. Keanu's resurgence as a superstar is one of the biggest motivations behind this sequel, which will be returning on the big screen after almost 18 years. The title used to be the biggest among the R-rated names, but since has been overtaken by Deadpool and the Joker. It would be a big task to emulate the success of the previous trilogy, but it is not impossible. Next up, MCU's Sorcerer Superhero will return with his solo movie sequel. Last featured in Avengers Endgame, Benedict Cumberbatch will again reprise his role of Dr. Stephen Strange, aka Doctor Strange. Scott Derrickson, who directed Doctor Strange in 2016, will hold his position as the writer-director of the movie. And Marvel has announced that the film will release on the 7th of May 2021. It is also believed Elizabeth Olsen, portraying Scarlet Witch, will also be seen in the movie. Now that's two superheroes at the cost of one movie ticket. Not bad. At number 3, we have Sherlock Holmes 3. Robert Downey Jr. star, the detective mystery movie, will make a return on the big screen after its Sherlock Holmes title releasing back in 2011. One of the best detective movies ever made in Hollywood, plus Robert Downey Jr.'s witty role of Sherlock has been nothing short of spectacular. Detective Holmes and Dr. Watson were a great duet, catching crimes and solving mysteries. Dexter Fletcher will be directing the movie, with Warner Brothers being the worldwide distributor. Robert Jude Law and Rachel McAdams will also reprise their roles in this sequel. We are very much used to seeing Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, but him playing the role of Sherlock is already a must-watch. For the runner-up spot, we have The Batman. DC's decline in the cinematic universe was a bit dramatic throughout the last decade. Starting on a high with the likes of Dark Knight Rises, but then disappointing us with Batman vs Superman and Justice League during the end. And adding salt to the wound, MCU stats were amazing throughout the year. But with the conclusion to the Avenger titles and the amazing performance of Joker at the box office, DC has something to be happy about. And what's a better time to introduce your best superhero back to the cinematic universe? The Batman will mark the entry of Robert Pattinson as Batman for the first time. Although many are doubting how Robert will cope with the role of Batman, it's nothing new, as even Heath Ledger was doubted and then gave us the best Joker, with due respect to Joaquin Phoenix. Matt Reeves will direct this movie and will be under pressure, as The Batman is a massive title for DC to regain the ultimate supremacy in the superhero genre. And finally, at number 1, we have Avatar 2. I remember including Avatar 2 in my upcoming movies of 2020 list, but it later got postponed. Moving on, this movie will follow up the story of Avatar after 12 years, as humans return to Pandora, but will be facing human-turned Na'vi Jake Sully, who has formed family with Neytiri. The family is now exploring new regions in Pandora and finding new allies. James Cameron will again direct this title after successfully directing its predecessor. Sam Worthington, Stephen Lang, and Zoe Saldana, along with others, will reprise their roles in this movie. It's a battle of conquering the top spot at the box office, and Avatar 2 is surely a candidate to beat the record set by Avengers Endgame. Will they beat it? Well, we can just wait and watch. And with that, the list comes to an end. Well, let's take a look at some honorable mentions that missed our list. Basketball player LeBron James starrer Space Jam 2, Harrison Ford starrer Indiana Jones 5, Tom Holland in MCU's Spider-Man sequel, and the DC's multi-starrer Suicide Squad sequel. So which mentioned movies are you most looking forward to and why? Let me know in the comment section below. Check out some of my best videos here and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell icon so that you never miss new uploads, and I'll see you next time on the TV Regent.